The Book of Boba Fett, Episode 4 is here. Let's break down what fans are saying, what I thought about the episode, and all of the exciting stuff that is teased for Episode 5. Holy crap, they did the thing. What's up, everybody? It's Josh coming at you from Nerd Avengers Tower. Smash a like on this video if you thought this episode was better than Episode 3. In many ways, this episode was more of the same that we've gotten in 1, 2, and 3, but I did think this episode was much better than Episode 3. Of course, feel free to let me know what you thought about Episode 4 in the comments of this video. I will be checking out the comments on it as I always do, but from what I have been seeing out there online, fans seem to be exactly where they were before. There are a lot of fans not liking certain choices made for the Boba Fett character, not liking the flashback sequences themselves, and just kind of not liking the pace of the show. And I don't think Episode 4 offers a big difference in any of those categories. And so I think if you were not really down with what Book of Boba Fett was doing, you're still not going to be down with what Book of Boba Fett is doing after Episode 4. However, if you're like me and you've been enjoying the show, but you thought Episode 3 was kind of a not as good episode, then you're probably going to like Episode 4 and you're going to like where the show is going. Now, it is anecdotal, but I did see some of my friends out there on social media that are actually really into Star Wars, traditionally very positive about Star Wars content, that after Episode 4 were just not feeling it. They were really ready for this aspect of the show to be over, or they were really just ready for the next Star Wars Disney Plus show, because generally they just don't like the pace of what's going on. To me, the issues with Book of Boba Fett are still there. It's far from a flawless show, but I think it's really fun Star Wars content, and I think Episode 4 sprinkles in a bunch of fun stuff, and again, sets up incredible stuff to come. The flashbacks are over, or at least I think they are. The flashbacks in Boba Fett were set as dreams. They're actually present diegetic beats where he's having a dream in which then we, through the narrative, go back in time to see parts of Boba's past. But in this episode, after the flashback sequence and Boba gets out of the bag tank, he is informed by one of his droids that his healing is finished. To me, this is a strong indicator that we are done with the flashback Bacta sequences. Of course, he could get hurt again and then go back into Bacta and we could see more flashbacks, but I also think if you look at the story that was being told in the flashback sequences, Episode 4 really kind of wraps that up. I mean, you get him meeting Fennec, you get him retrieving Slave One, his fire spray gunship, and we actually get several questions answered through the flashback sequences. The Tusken Raiders changed Boba Fett. This has been pretty obvious if you've been watching what's going on, but it's nice to sort of put a bow on this and just actually put it out there through dialogue from the character himself. Fennec even pokes fun at Boba in this episode, saying that the Tuskens made him soft. He says, no, they made him stronger. He now realizes you need a tribe. There's more strength with a tribe. He also doesn't want to take orders or jobs for gangsters out there anymore. He talks to Fennec about how a lot of these people just are dumb or going to get them killed, and he's sick of it. Something I'm sure she can probably relate to, and Boba sort of lays out his plans in the flashback that he's going to take over Bib Fortuna's throne, and he is going to rule as a head of a new crime lord organization. We now have all the story beats in place to explain how Boba went from surviving the Sarlacc pit to being saved by the Tuskens, growing a fond appreciation for their culture, learning a valuable lesson, and then also coming to a conclusion that he doesn't want to work for the man anymore. So we have all of the elements to explain this new version of Boba Fett, and at this point I think it's kind of take it or leave it. Like, this is the new Boba Fett. They've done 4 episodes to sort of explain how he got here, and the conversations between Boba and Fennec really just kind of spell it out for you. This is his new mission. This is where he is at. Of course, it's subjective opinion whether or not you like what they're doing to the Boba Fett character, but at least now from a story perspective, we have it totally spelled out, so there's really no need to go back to the flashbacks at all. Similarly, the present day storyline with Boba Fett has brought us to a certain end point as well. We are set up for a massive massive battle of sorts in Mos Espa, a sort of war between the Pike Syndicate and Boba Fett and his new gang. We get the Thanksgiving scene from the trailers where Boba pleads to all of the major powers in Mos Espa to join him, and then when they won't, at the very least, not interfere and join with the Pikes, to which they agree. On top of that, Krrsantan is still in the show, which I personally think is dope. And I loved the bar scene. He's just sitting there, getting tore up, looking at these Trandoshans, getting super mad, and then the Jennifer Beals character talks him down, but he still rips one of their arms off and is recruited by Boba. So this is kind of crazy. Now you have Krrsantan joining up with Boba to likely help fight against the Pikes. I'm here for it. Now, it's not all positive for me in episode 4. I do have a few gripes, mainly the music. The music was off in this episode several different times. You can really tell this is not Ludwig Göransson doing the score of the show. And I actually did like some of the music and scoring from some of the other episodes, but episode 3 and 4 just really aren't it for me personally. This is especially noticeable when he takes Fennec to the modifiers and that weird Vespa gang where he, listens to crazy techno, weird cyberpunk music. But it's more than that. Like, it's a lot of atmospheric choices and just little beats all over the show that I don't personally think are nailing it the same way that Ludwig did. I also still wish Boba Fett was doing more. He didn't fire a blaster in this episode, which I thought was crazy. I mean, technically he blasts, with Slave One, he blasts that biker gang, but he had plenty of opportunities to fire one of the rifles or a blaster or something. Fennec still handles most of the action in the show. Now, I have no problem with Fennec doing action. Fennec is awesome, and the way she does action is great. I love the karate type moves that she pulls. She's very cool, fun character to watch, but it is the book of Boba Fett, and I really wish Boba Fett was doing more stuff. As just a small example, in the scene where he has the fire spray over the Sarlacc, and the Sarlacc sort of grabbed onto them, Fennec drops a thermal detonator, which rolls into the pit, and then, goes off and saves the day. That sequence is great, but why doesn't Boba make that decision? Why doesn't Boba in the ship that is his know to do that and then pull off some kind of maneuver to allow the thermal detonator to fall into the Sarlacc pit? I just think there are little examples that they are giving action and dope stuff and screen time to other characters when they should be just letting Boba do stuff. Overall, I like this episode. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's pretty dang good. Lots of fun Star Wars stuff in the episode, and it of course sets up some incredible stuff for the final 3 episodes. So the number one thing that is obvious and yet still really, really cool, and a lot of folks are talking about, is the idea of the Mandalorian himself, Din Djarin, being teased for the next episode, maybe the next 3 episodes. And there were many rumors leading up to the show that Din Djarin would be in this show. But until last episode, there were no real hints at that. We didn't know how that was going to happen. But at the end of the episode, with the Mandalorian theme and Fennec teasing out that credits can buy help if you know where to look, it's pretty obvious that Din Djarin is going to be one of the people that Boba recruits to come help him fight against the Pikes. And there's just no way around it. This is friggin' excellent. Din Djarin is awesome. We love this character, and he's a real crazy gunslinger. I expect him to be getting a lot of screen time and doing a lot of dope stuff in the last 3 episodes. And him and Boba teaming up, that's always really, really fun. And I hope they both just tear it up, do a lot of crazy action together. That's going to be really cool. But we also now have the avenue by which many of the rumored cameos are likely to take place in the show. This again has to do with Fennec saying that they're going to essentially hire out help, use their credits to buy people to come help them fight the Pikes. Well, with rumors of people like Cad Bane and Bossk coming into the show, I think it's pretty obvious they're going to be recruited into this battle between Boba and the Pikes, likely on Boba's side, but potentially on the side of the Pikes as well. All the indication out there is that the episodes coming, episode 5, 6, and 7, are likely to be absolutely incredible, the best episodes of Book of Boba Fett, and that will really be the telling of how Boba is as a show overall. I completely understand and acknowledge why fans are not crazy about this 4-episode arc that we just got with Boba, taking the character in a new direction, having him find all these sensibilities, and really just take all the amount of time that they have to set us up for these final 3 episodes. I completely understand that. For me personally, I'm not upset about it. I think it's been a fun ride. 3 was a miss for me, but overall, I really enjoy the show. And I just really believe that after episodes 5, 6, and 7, many fans are going to look back on this show positively. Many fans are going to turn around, just be like, wow, those episodes were pretty wild. I like this show. I'm excited. I think we're getting Din Djarin in the next episode. I think you might get other crazy cameos in the next episode. I think we're going to start to see a lot more action. I think Boba's going to get his hands dirty. And I think episode 7 is going to rock the Star Wars fandom and set us up for not only the future of Mandalorian, but all of the Filoniverse. What is Boba's new role here? What is the bigger threat? Is Luke Skywalker showing up? Is Han Solo going to be in this episode? A lot of fun stuff to come in the final 3 episodes of Book of Boba Fett. It's almost like I feel like we've eaten our vegetables and now it's time for that succulent main course and that sweet dessert. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to our channel to see more of our content pop up in your recommended feed, and go check out our live streaming channel, man. Tons of fun stuff happening over there live. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.